take a break? Are we waiting for anybody to come back in? I don't know if they needed like potty break or anything. After snacks, you usually get a potty break. I don't know if this is BBD. Is this doing this because I'm like too close? The whole scratchy thing. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm April. I've been doing VBS for a long time, and now I get to help the administrative stuff, which is what I liked the most. So I feel like this is really, really good because I'm not distracted with all the other stuff. But what you guys are, everybody in here should probably be a guide. So they're the people that are going to be having the kids in the holding room and dealing with all the craziness because there's nothing for the kids to do at that time. Or you might be safety, where you're going to be watching for any crazy people that might be coming in that just don't belong. So who else would be in here? What other groups do I have? I have safety and I have guides, right? Check-in and registration, which is the people that I need the help with. So yeah, if you're check-in and registration, then you should be in here too. So we're going to kind of go over all of those because a lot of it, you all are going to be doing the same thing, but not, just in your own different areas. So where I'm going to start is with registration, because first of all, you have this list, and Brian made up this list, so this isn't like the way I think whenever I do my speaking, so I didn't want to go through the list, but read this, everything that's in here, read it all. But the way that I think is more, okay, starting from the beginning, you guys are now coming in, the kids are coming in, and then we're going to work our way through to check out or sign out. Does that sound good? Everybody on the same page? Okay. Registration. The kids are all going to come in. Some of them are going to be already signed up online, right? You guys that are guides, you're going to have your little bag that we will get to you, and it'll have your attendance sheet that's going to have the kids that have already pre-registered. But there's going to be other kids that are going to show up that have never registered before. They're going to be registering in the front lobby, right? At that point, if you can, maybe have one of your extra helpers to be waiting in the lobby to kind of help with getting these kids to the right rooms. Mondays are going to be the craziest because people aren't going to really know where they're going. We are going to have maps to give out to the parents so they can take their kids, right, Brian? Parents can take their kids too, but if they're not comfortable with it, it's always good just to have somebody just to kind of run the kids back and forth. The people that are going to be helping with registration and check-in, they're also going to be people that are going to be, I think that probably Angela, you'll probably be up at the top helping with the stickers and stuff like that. And then there'll be some other people that are going to be helping with registration downstairs, and then they can run people as well. But if you have a helping hand, send them down to help get these kids dispersed. Does that sound? While security is doing their security thing and just kind of helping out. All right, that's the registration side of it. You guys are going to have name tags too for the kids. There'll be lanyards. Brian spoke a little bit about that. All the kids elementary age are going to have red lanyards. So they're not going to be the junky ones that we got in the past. Yes, huh? What is it if it's not? Okay, so there's 3 colors. I forgot about that, yeah. So everybody will have like a blue lanyard. The ones before, they'd like break off, and then everybody was coming, hey, my kid's thing ripped off, or they were chewing on or got wet. You don't have to worry about that anymore. So there'll be some better lanyards. Everybody's going to have, the majority of the kids will have the same color. If it is red, the lanyard is red, then that means no pictures, right? Yeah, so if you do see somebody that's out and about and they're taking pictures, I think it'd be okay for you to just like say, hey, make sure, just to kind of remind them, make sure that kid doesn't have a red lanyard because we should not be posting anything. If they have a yellow lanyard, that's going to be for allergies. So, huh? Oh, in their lanyard. Okay, if it has yellow on it, it's going to be for allergies. And now you guys are going to have to kind of play into this a little bit, because whenever the kids pre-register, then we'll be able to make sure that your name tags for these kids already have that yellow to them. But if they were coming in that day, we don't know about it. So if you see that something is on their paperwork, hopefully we catch it in check-in registration. Hopefully we'll check that. and know that they have that allergy, and we'll be able to let you know ahead of time. So that's something that you need to be aware of. If the kid is not pre-registered, we're not going to know until they get there, and we'll have to kind of be on top of that. So the yellow is allergies. People in snacks should be watching for that too. And games, if you guys are out in games, getting stung by a bee or whatever, any of those things. All right, that's name tags. That's out of the way. Attendance. Please do your attendance by 6:30. That's what I ask. We're going to have little magnet clips. All of the doors should have metal around them, around the window or around the outside of them. So I have little magnet clips that are going to be on the doors. If you can do the attendance, stick the attendance in the clip, and then you can go do your thing. As long as it's done by 6:30, that way we can get all of our information back to snacks. They can be prepared for how many how many snacks they need to make, not meals. How many little trucks, food truck things they have to make, and have them ready for the classrooms. That's attendance. Okay, the bags that you guys are going to be getting, all the guides, you'll have the leaders, you'll have a bag. And inside that bag is going to be, please, everybody will need to go through the bag. Don't not go through your bag. You're going to have any information that has to do for the night, so, or for the next night, so that you can remind the kids, hey, we're going to be doing something this next day, or I don't know, what kind of information would you probably have on that? Definitely not a water day, because we're not doing water day. So no water day. You don't have to worry about that. Is that a good thing? That's a good thing. Yeah? Yeah. All right, so we're not doing a water day. So look in your bags for any kind of special announcements. The attendance sheet is going to be in there. I'm also going to put in there a breakdown of medical needs. It's going to list all of the kids in all of VBS. So not just for your class. It'll have everybody on there, and it'll be a breakdown so you can see if anyone falls into your category. And there's also going to be an emergency sheet in there, and it's going to have emergency contact phone numbers, people, and it's also going to have your people who can pick up the kids. So they should list 2 people on there that can pick up their kids. We're going to stick to that. So if anybody shows up and they're not on that pickup list, come find us and check in so we can call or figure out if maybe the parent had said something to us that maybe just wasn't relayed back to you. So make sure that whoever's picking up the kid, their name is on that emergency or that pickup list. So you'll have to pay close attention to that during sign out time, which can be difficult, but just make that a priority. I forgot to say this. Everyone in this room, you guys are not in a rotation, so you're not hidden in your own classroom. You guys are the first impression and the last impression of the people that come into our church, of these families that are coming into our church, the parents, the kids. So that is one of your main priorities, is to understand that you are the first and the last impression of whoever is coming into our church. So build those relationships, because the people in the rotations aren't going to be able to do that as easily. You're going to be with them the entire time. So be working on building relationships. I'm like, did I move? Stay still. Don't move. What other things Brian, tell me if I'm missing anything, okay? Oh, I have my little thing here, my little apron, so I'm going to show you this. Your Bible study time, you guys are going to get these little booklets. Put the kids' names on these. So I have one that's this is the preschool. So for the little kids, you guys are going to have your own little booklet per kid. Put their names on it and collect it before the end of the evening. Don't let them take this home, because it's going to go each day. Every day that they go to their Bible study, they'll have this to go through. Same goes for the big kids too. So they will need this in the Bible study class, right? When they go to Bible study, how is this going to work? There you go. So that's what these are. In addition, whenever the kids are checking in, and they're in that holding room, which can get kind of crazy and out of hand, but we want some controlled chaos. Brian has taken the recreational cards. So our recreation rotation, they give us these rotation games. They're cards, and it has a list of a ton of stinking games that you can pick from for these kids. And so they'll choose whatever games they want to do outside, but you guys now have that opportunity to go through these games and pick out anything that you might be able to do in the classroom to just kind of have that controlled chaos per se in your classroom, as the kids are coming in and as the kids are also gathering for their parents to pick them up. So lead teachers, lead guides, you should already have this. If you don't, come see me, but I think that I've already handed this out, but this is going to be a great tool for you to use whenever the kids are coming in. I'm going to go to a little bit of the security side, Brian, if that's okay. So, but it's security, not necessarily as it would pertain to the people that are just security, but you guys just for safety reasons. Restroom time can be kind of hard to do whenever you have all of these children. So, things to keep in mind. Don't go in the restroom and close the door with just a child in there. And I'm not saying like in the stall. I'm saying in the restroom. Don't go in there and close the door. Let the kid go in. They should be able to handle their business on their own. And just hold the door open. Stand 1 foot out, 1 foot in, and keep the door open so that you can hear them if they are struggling with anything. And then anybody that comes by, they can see that you are not in their private business. Like they're able to do their thing and there's nothing going on. So that's to protect you. That's to protect the kid. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you have a smaller child and they need help, Brian, do you want to speak into this? If they need help, we would much rather their parents be the one that's going to be helping them, but what would you say? Yeah, you guys definitely read this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And the same goes for you guys, because you guys are going to have to go to the restroom at some point too. So don't just walk in, if you're in one of these smaller, the little kid classrooms, don't decide that you're going to use the restroom and leave the kids in the classroom on their own. Go find help and go to one of the regular restrooms, because you don't want to sit on one of those little tiny toilets anyways. So go find help so that you guys can have your breaks as well. But all this stuff is in there and it's spelled out really well. I love the procedure manual that you put together. So definitely look into that. If a child is needing to leave early throughout the night, if the parents already let you know, hey, they're going to be leaving at 7 o'clock, whatever the case may be, let that parent know they are not allowed to come find you throughout the church. Or don't tell that parent, oh, well, during that time we'll be in recreation, so you can go pick them up where we're going to be in recreation. You let that parent know that the only time a child can be picked up throughout the night is at the check-in station. So they'll have to come to us, and we will radio for that child to come down. So that's just, I think that can sometimes get really out of hand just from experiences. The parents are coming in, and can you tell me where my kid is? Yeah, they're over in snacks, and they just go and get them. You guys may not have your paperwork, can't sign them out, what have you. Just make sure that they do all that during the check-in, at the check-in point. So, I don't have anything else. Just sign in and sign out. I do have that. Sign in and sign out. You guys, whenever they check in, the little kids, they're going to get the stickers. So anybody kindergarten and under, they're going to get their sticker like they do on a regular Sunday morning. You guys kind of know the rules. Tell the parents to hang on to that other sticker that they're going to be getting. They will have to show it to you to match it up. So even if you know it's pretty much the same parent that's going to be picking them up, you know that parent, still look at it. Definitely make a point to look at it and take that sticker. For the big kids, we're going to have the sign in and sign out sheet that's going to be in their bags, so the parents can sign out as long as they are on that pickup list. So you don't want to miss that. I don't know that I have anything other than that whenever it comes to this part of it, but if you want me to touch on anything, I can. Can you think of anything else? Yeah, do you guys have questions? Anybody? Anything? You're all ready to go? Maureen? You do not need to teach the lesson now. You do not need to teach the lesson. We have teachers. This is one of the things that it was a struggle throughout the years, is that we would have the teachers and then they would also be the ones that were the guide also. And they had to depend a lot on their assistant, because they have to break away from whatever that rotation is to go back in the room and prepare the room, or what have you, whatever the case may be. And it is a lot of preparation, especially for, the ones that work throughout the week, or, you've got your hands full with a ton of kids at home, whatever the case may be. To know that we have teachers that are free and willing to just focus on the Bible study and they don't have to be pulled in so many directions, I think that it's going to be really helpful this year. So you will rotate to a classroom possibly, or that we're going to do it one of two ways. Either that you're going to rotate into a classroom that's going to have a Bible study ready and prepared with a teacher, or they may be mobile and they may go to you in your classroom, depending on how the numbers turn out this year. So, yeah, definitely be helpful while you're in that classroom. Definitely be helpful, and be eyes on in how the kids are receiving the message, in every one of the stories that's being told, and even whenever the gospel presentation is happening. Definitely be eyes on and ready to handle that outside of the classroom. Anybody else? Yeah. You will be doing, for right now, what we know is that you'll be doing the lesson. That you're going to have the 3-year-olds rotate into a classroom too? Oh, I didn't realize the 3s. Gotcha. You won't. You will not. The 3s will. Yes, and they will rotate into a Bible study. Yeah, yeah. Anybody else? I thought I saw someone else's hands. Yeah, Katie.
How would be the best way for us as a guide to get our children learning another classroom? Is the best of a better way they get them?
What do you
They'll have kids in our class at the end of the night.
Because the guys have to wait till everybody else
Yeah.
leaves, and then their kids lined up.
Yeah.
Last one.
I think this. Can I just say my 2 cents on this, or do you have a? Okay, if you know that it is another teacher's kid, I personally don't see a problem if it's the last kid that's left, like you taking him to that teacher. I don't think that there would be a problem with that, because even if that child, if that teacher is left with just one other child, and then you bring their kid to them, I don't think that they shouldn't be able to handle their own child and that one other child that's left in the room. But just keep in mind who the other guides are and how we can just help each other out throughout the evening. Are you okay with that, Brian?
That's what we do on Sunday morning.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and that's something that Brian does have in here, is if you have not had a child picked up by 8:50, so if 20 minutes go by and that child still isn't picked up, bring them to the check-in station, and then we'll try to get a hold of the parent, and hopefully nothing bad has happened if I can figure out what's going on. Yeah,
At least once.
yeah, yeah. Anybody else? No? Yeah.
I'm still trying to balance the whole, how was it last year as far as the teachers did the whole lesson, the decorating of the room, and this, that, and the other, like, what all would I be in charge of, like, am I doing the decorating of the room, or?
Yeah, that's,
Anything besides just, like, being there with the kids and waiting, to
yep.
go to snack and whatnot?
Yeah, that's a good question. So that is on whether you guys are going to be decorating rooms or not. That's still kind of up in the air. We're hoping to get you information within.
The 3s will have a room regardless.
Yeah, with it being a daycare room, is that going to be okay?
They can decorate some.
You guys can for your room.
The 3s
Now everyone else is a little bit different.
Right, you'll have to coordinate with the daycare a little bit, because they still have their own activities that they do, but you can decorate a little bit in the daycare rooms, it's not a problem.
Yeah,
What we've done in the past is done it, how we've done it in the past.
yeah. And more.
The only thing different for 3s and 4s this year is they're not teaching the lesson. That's the only thing different. Everything else is exactly the same. And we are bringing back a missions component for our little kids. So that, the lesson and the missions component sometimes don't take that long, and sometimes the kids' attention spans aren't that long. So the guides in those age groups may have a little bit more opportunity to do review or, games, stuff like that with the kids. So there are things that you'll have to do to be kind of responsible to fill that time. But we're just, again, we want guides to focus on relationships. That's your main goal, is to focus on the relationships with the kids and those parents. And a lot of times that preparing of that Bible lesson or whatever can be that thing that kind of pulls you away from doing that. So
Yeah. Now, anybody else other than the threes class, you guys are still a little bit up in the air on whether you're going to be in a classroom of your own or not, to stay in there and the Bible study person will rotate to you, or if, depending on how many kids we have, you could be in a holding room that's out here in the lobby, who knows, depending on our numbers. So you don't necessarily need to be planning on decorating your rooms at this time until we know for sure that you are going to have a secured room for the week. And then at that point, then you can do your thing and spruce it all up. So
and we think everybody will have a room. We're afraid we're going to get inundated with kids, so we're thinking of contingency plans of what if we get a bunch of kids again, how do we split up those kids? That's really the reason why it may seem like we're going back and forth on that.
yeah. Right now, there's not very many churches that are even doing vacation Bible school. So a lot of these parents whose kids have been home all summer long, who aren't too concerned, are going to be like, get them out of our house, send them to Oak Hill. So we may end up having a ton of kids, or it could be that people are still not ready for that, and they may keep their kids at home, or maybe they're just not even realizing. Hopefully that's not the case, that they don't realize that we have VBS. Hopefully we get the word out, but that could even be the case. So we have no clue what to expect, just like the whole year of 2020. Any other questions at all? Yes. Sure. Okay. The first night, I would say that you guys need to be in your place, wherever your class is going to be set up as, that you definitely need to be. Actually, the first night, I would say you need to be there sooner than 5:45. I would probably put you there at, 20-25 till, just to be on the safe side, because we just never know what to expect on the first night. But 5:45 any other night would be okay. What time did you have down for if you have kids? Okay, if you have kids, you can take your kids into their classrooms by 5:40, so at least have two guides in that room, because we don't want to have just one guide by themselves, but two guides in that room by 5:40 for volunteers' kids to be dropped off, if you know that you have any volunteer kids. So, anybody else? No? You all good? Everybody's ready for VBS? I know I am. I'm excited. I'm ready to do something, finally, especially with these kids. VBS is a great time. It's an awesome time that we get to really reach out to the community, and we've been missing out on a lot of those opportunities, so this is going to be really amazing. So I'll leave it to you then, if you want. I'm good. Thank you, guys.
We will have a safety team. We've got two of our safety team members here. I'll make sure you guys know who they are before we get there, but we'd like to have at least 3 safety team members. We're trying not to say security, we're saying safety. They will be providing safety and security. These gentlemen are here for any kind of threat, be it a parent that gets angry. They can help de-escalate that situation. That's always our goal, by the way. We want to de-escalate. We want to bring the situation down, handle it in a Christ-like manner. But if somebody does come in with violent intentions, God forbid, we want to be able to respond. And so they are armed in a concealed way. We're not going to be flashy about that. That's kind of our little secret, okay? We do have armed personnel in case there was active shooter situation or anything like that on our campus, but they are here to help in if you see a weird person just wandering the halls, you need to ask for help. something happens. Another thing that they will help us if we have a first aid situation, like an emergency. Kid falls, breaks their arm, has a nasty cut, whatever. If we got to get an ambulance here, I mean, they're going to help, of course, help make that happen. I also would like to have a nurse on our safety team. We're still trying to get that pinned down, but I would like to have a nurse here every night because it never fails. Somebody gets hurt at least once during VBS. So we're going to try to get a nurse here every night as well to kind of monitor those situations as well. So any questions about that? Again, we're not scared, we're not worried, we just want to be prepared. There's nothing that we know of. We just want to be as prepared as possible to keep these kids safe and have a safe environment for all of our volunteers. And so when April mentions restroom policy, we mention all these things, diaper changing, that stuff's really important, okay? Really, 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 really important, okay? So make sure to know that stuff. And like I said, I'm going to be putting some training videos out and making sure we all are on the same page because it's just that important. We're very serious about all that. So any other questions? These were great questions, by the way. You guys, again, there's a million things to think about. We know them in our heads. Sometimes we don't say them very clearly, so we want to make sure we're very clear on everything. So if you have a question, ask it. Talk to us afterwards. Email us, call us, whatever you want. Any questions? Okay. All right, well, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. You'll be getting lots of correspondence leading up to VBS, so watch your email. Email is the primary way we communicate. There may be a few text messages mixed in there, but and then you may want to get with your group, like, threes class may want to get together, or kindergarten may want, whatever. You may want to talk to about who's getting what decorations, about who's getting different things. You can turn in a reimbursement up to $25 per class. I know it's not a lot, but for all the classes combined, it ends up being a few $100s. But if you want to get that back, we do have we'll have lots of paper on rolls. We'll have random decorations that we get that are kind of spillover decorations, posters and signs and whatnot. So we'll have some stuff here, but you guys, there's lots of easy, cheap ways to decorate a VBS room and make it fun for the kids as they come in. Don't have to go crazy overboard, but just something fun, inviting for the kids that they can come into and see, get the theme and feel that, Last year, one of the classrooms for the in the wild did like a campground. They just brought in their camping chairs, put up a tent in the corner. So as soon as they walked in, they got the feel of like, hey, we're in the wild, we're camping out. So I mean, it's not overboard, not out of control, but just something to give the kids a little feel, a little bit of a, one room had a waterfall last year, just different things like that kind of just bring that theme in. So that's important. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. We'll be around for a few minutes. If you got any questions, feel free, holler at us, my email, my phone number. I'm always available. Hit me up and let me know if you got any questions. So thank you very much. Y'all have a good day.